Item number: YOS-900. Object class: Keter. Containment procedures: YOS-900 is to be kept in a soundproof container, no less than 3 meters thick. Personnel are to remain outside the container for safety reasons. Personnel must not be within 3 meters of YOS-900 for more than 3 minutes. Personnel are permitted to enter the container to accompany YOS-900 for 1 minute while wearing a suit to prevent the subject from viewing them in any way. The glass surrounding the container must be bulletproof and indestructible to prevent the screams of YOS-900 from damaging and destroying it. YOS-900 must require a television, a drawing book, a bed, a toilet, a rug, and several dresses and clothing. YOS-900 will no longer be used in termination tests until further notice. Description: YOS-900 is a young Caucasian female approximately 6 years old, although at that exact age, she doesn't show signs of aging since her containment. See Addendum 900A for details. She seems to have different kinds of clothing and hairstyles almost every day. Her most required clothing color is red. Her eyes are dark green, and most often uses lipstick for her amusement. She has a name known as Sally. She seems to have a sensitive effect of seeing dark figures within her proximity, and admitting to have seen it from an unknown R-rated movie. See Addendum 900A for details. If she sees this, she will start screaming at an extremely high volume, which is deafening to certain staff, and if the subject is exposed to this, they will slowly fade away without a trace. After they disappear, she will stop screaming and will have no memory of the person she made contact with. Addendum 900-1. YOS-900 seems to have a significant relationship with YOS-56922, as she somehow never sees the entity as a dark figure and often hangs out with it, presumably friends. Addendum 900-2. Termination test log. Subjects: YOS-900 and YOS-9901. Results: YOS-900 was placed into the chamber of YOS-9901 to terminate the creature. YOS-9901 immediately became hostile to her, and she sees the dark figure of the lemur, and she screams before the creature can reach her, and the creature fades away without a single trace. YOS-9901 was presumed neutralized. Addendum 900-3. YOS-900 was found in a 2-story house called Illinois at Drive, with a family of 4. As seen with a picture, she seems to be alone in the house, with the exception of one Caucasian male, later designated YOS-800. She was sent to Site 06 for protection and was given a cell as a room. Addendum 900A. Interview log. Interviewer: Dr. Matthew. Interviewed: YOS-900. Begin log.
Hello young lady, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling kind of sad.
Well, that's a problem. What did you experience in your past?
Well, I was living a pretty normal life, until I started getting curious about this movie that my parents wouldn't want me to watch because they said it was horrible.
What was the rate of the film?
They said it was R-rated, which I don't know what that means.
R-rated movies have content that won't be suitable for younger audiences, specifically those who are under the age of 17 or 18. But how old were you before we picked you up?
I am 6, but for some reason I stopped aging after my 7th birthday, but I still remain 6 years old.
Well, get back to the point of the movie.
Well, I convinced my parents that I will be fine with this movie since I do love movies. They said don't say I didn't warn you, and they started the movie.
Now what happens when you watch through it?
I started to get scared of the weird black things that were cornering the person, and I wanted to look away, and my parents were right about this, so I went to bed to forget all about this. But I woke up the next morning and I go to my parents to stay with them because I didn't forget about the movie completely, and then I see the weird black things right in front of me, and it terrified me so much that I began to lose it and scream right at them, and then after that they were gone, and I grew confused where my parents went, not to mention my brother was also with them.
That sounds kind of scary. Anyway, what happened after this?
Well, I was just...
YOS-900 was showing shock looking at Dr. Matthew, as she seems to be seeing something horrible.
Sally? You okay? What's wrong?
Monster.
YOS-900 starts to break down and begins her horrible loud screaming. Dr. Matthew then also screams as he disappears from the room. End log. Addendum 900B. The year that YOS-900 was born is unknown at this time. She said she was 6 years old, but she was found at June 2016, and she doesn't show signs of aging at all. Something must be preventing her from aging any further, and keep her at her 6th age. Incident 1008-900C. D-7498 was being sent into YOS-900's chamber, and he comforts her at all times, but the staff forgets that YOS-900 will see a creature for more than 3 minutes, and she screams at him, and D-7498 was considered to be terminated. The glass was broken to only 4 cracks and staff will replace it with a new one. Addendum 900-4. YOS-900's area is now being entered once a week.